I heard pretty much like a similar story about Love Song and King of Anything. You were mad, maybe at the record label, maybe at a music critic, and you went back and wrote the songs.
Yes.
Do you worry that you set like a really bad precedent? Like the record label's like, now, we know how to get a hit record out of Sarah, just piss her off and, right?
Unfortunately, I do feel like that's so they know if they want to get me going, they just have to, be an asshole. But no, they did come about in a similar way. And I think I definitely am someone who channels my frustration through music, and hopefully it's better than going postal on people. And
No, absolutely, 100%. So are you a stubborn person like in real life, out of the studio as well?
I don't think so, but you should probably ask the people I hang around with most of the time. Right. But I think I'm pretty open-minded most of the time, but I do have a stubborn streak. I don't like to be told no, and I don't like to be told what to do. So.
I think that's pretty obvious in the songs. Yeah. It's funny, before I heard the story about Love Song, I thought it was about a guy. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait, all right, if you're going to tell a guy that you're not going to write him a love song, but you're writing him a song and acknowledging him anyways, isn't that kind of like...
I know. Maybe the joke's on me.
You said it.
I don't know. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of worrying about that stuff, but yeah, it could be. Maybe the joke is on me. Maybe everyone's laughing.
But it obviously has worked out for you quite well.
Yeah, not so bad.
Kaleidoscope Heart is in stores now, and the next single is Uncharted. I watched the music video last night. Absolutely hilarious. You get all this footage back from your friends who happen to be also like names you probably know, like Josh Groban. And Josh Groban is singing into a banana. Like what'd you do when you watched that, like the first time you saw it?
Oh, I was laughing hysterically. That was the best part of this whole video was seeing the footage start to trickle in, and just seeing everyone's personalities shining through. Josh was in Germany, I think, at the time, and that's all he had was like the fruit bowl in his hotel room. He's like, I'm gonna do the best I can, and that's what I got, which is some of my favorite footage from the video.
It came out so good. Keenan Cahill, of course, in the video as well. He's the 14-year-old that lip syncs to all the YouTube videos. Can you do me a favor, Sarah? I know you released the outtakes, but can you release just Keenan's part? Like the whole song, just Keenan, and just put it online, please?
I'll have to ask him permission, but yes.
Talking about Uncharted, the second single from Kaleidoscope Heart. I guess, correct me if I'm wrong again, it's kind of rooted in maybe a little bit of negativity as well, because you're talking about what people refer to in the music industry as like the sophomore slump. Mm-hmm. It's your second album, and you're kind of worried about if it's going to chart at all, if people are going to accept you.
That song is pretty literally about my writer's block, and I was having a tough time finishing any songs, finishing any ideas to move forward and make the record, and that's how I got through it, was to sit down and write about all of those things that I was concerned about. And it is about fear and worrying that you're going down in flames, but you kind of have to just face those fears head on and keep walking forward and hope that you end up in the right place.
There were some people that were a little fearful, musicians especially, of after all the events happened in Japan with the tsunami, of going over there and touring, and you were not one of those people. Not only did you go over there and tour, but you went over and volunteered as well, which was pretty cool. Was there a conflict within your camp over whether you guys should go over and do that, given what was happening over there, or no?
There was definitely, people were nervous about it, and I myself included. What I realized in hindsight is that, especially in the States, the nuclear power plant news has overshadowed everything else so much. So everyone is so fearful of the radiation. And it's actually really skewed. It's a skewed idea of what's actually happening over there. There is a lot of the country that's untouched and totally fine. And, it's just... it's a shame. I think it got in the way and it made us really fearful, but we went forward anyway. We knew that we really wanted to be a part of, the movement of artists that's still going to Japan and supporting that country. And the volunteering experience was one of my favorite things I've ever done in my entire life. So, there was, to answer my long-winded answer is yes, no. There was some conflict, but we all agreed that it was a choice we wanted to make. The organization that we were a part of is called All Hands Volunteers. And you can go to allhands.org and check it out there. And even if you can lend $5-10, anything really makes a big difference. Wrapping
up with Sara Bareilles here on the Ralphie Radio Show. Okay, you're on tour with Sugarland right now. Mm-hmm. And yesterday, every now and then I do this. I'll throw it on Twitter like, hey, I'm talking with so-and-so. If you got any questions, let me know.
I saw it. I saw you tweet about that.
Did you really?
I did.
So you really check your Twitter. 2 million followers. I would think that like your @reply timeline is going like really quick?
It can be if I post something. Sometimes it'll create a flurry of activity.
Right. I guess it depends. Right. Maybe I caught you at a good time then. So I posted that yesterday, and I usually don't use these questions, but I got a good one here. This is from mbot565. I tweeted Sarah that opening for Sugarland is like a 12-step program for swearing addicts like her. I'm rooting for her success. So you have quite the potty mouth, and I
do.
And Sugarland does not, like, they're the wholesome country artists that we see on TV and hear on the radio.
Yeah, it's it's going to be interesting. I think I definitely have already curbed my bad habit, but it's part of my personality, and so it's something I'm not going to apologize for, and I'll just have to give moms the signal, like,
the earmuffs.